Now let's stay on this job news. There's good news if you are looking for work because job openings have reached record numbers as America reopens and demand surges. The Labor Department recorded 9.3 million available jobs in April. That's a million more than just in March, but things are tough for small businesses. 48% say they're struggling to find qualified workers to fill those vacancies, and it's leading to record rates of people quitting their jobs, actually. NBC News senior business reporter Ben Popken joins us now. Ben, good morning. So fill us in on what's going on here. Why are we seeing so many companies struggle to fill open positions when we know people need jobs?
Well, across society right now, we're seeing this sort of great sorting out happening in the labor market. I mean, just because there's job openings doesn't mean that those who are out of work are the right people to fill them. I've interviewed many experienced unemployed workers. They say they can't find work in their field, and they're not going to run out for these entry-level hourly jobs and start lifting boxes, say, for Amazon. But according to surveys, workers are also staying home due to virus concerns, childcare issues, caring for family members, and there's a bit of a catch-up. During lockdown, if you were lucky enough to have a job, you held on to one. So last year during the pandemic, we saw about 6 million fewer people quitting than we usually would. There's a bit of catch up. And as labor markets opening up, people are more willing to take those leaps, quit, change job. That's tightening the labor market further, causing workers to expect or hold out for higher wages.
And now, according to the Labor Department, Ben, a third of people who quit their jobs came from the retail sector. Now, many of those employees cite pay as the reason for quitting. I mean, walk us through that, because, of course, if you quit, then you're not getting a paycheck at all. But what do these companies need to do to retain these employees?
Well, let's take a step back and look at things a bit. Women make up the majority of the workforce in retail, and women disproportionately have had to bear the childcare burdens during the pandemic. With childcare prices higher, availability low, they have to juggle. Can they really make enough to cover the cost of someone watching their kids? And if workers are quitting because they say wages are too low, the answer seems a little obvious. We might want to raise wages. Retail operates on thin margins, and they've been reluctant to cut into those margins. So some businesses may have to rethink their model, compete on wages, offering signing bonuses and incentives. They're going to have to get creative and listen to employee needs.
Yeah, we've actually heard some pretty cool stories about that, about what companies are doing that are kind of these unique things to help employees. Now, many employees say they want to continue working from home. This is a big one. I mean, employers are planning for a return to the office. Let's talk about how companies navigate this new culture. Will we see a permanent change to office life? I mean, it's kind of funny. I've actually been talking to people here because, look, we all signed up for these jobs thinking that they were in a building that is, in some physical location. But then this year showed us kind of what we can and can't do, what is working and isn't working. How do companies navigate that?
Well, what's in vogue is a sort of hybrid office approach with flexibility. So some employees are in the office while others are remote, depending on their needs and concerns, beaming into team meetings. We'll see how long this lasts. While this kind of avoids some tough decisions on the front end, experts warn that down the line it has the potential to build resentment between the remote workers who think their colleagues are getting FaceTime, being seen as more committed, while the office-bound may resent those working from home who no longer have to face long commutes and get to do a load of laundry between tasks. So managers really need to think hard, top to bottom, what are the actual requirements for every position and role? And make conscious, thoughtful decisions to create and recreate that team cohesion and also avoid discrimination by managers and coworkers, especially as companies are trying to pursue diversity hiring goals, hire people who may not be able to afford to work in those headquarters cities, and make sure that workers are being treated fairly.
Yeah, somebody said this week to me, Ben, I don't really want to go back because now in between meetings I get on my Peloton. I'm like, yeah, that's not something you could do at the office. All right, sure. Ben, sure. Thank you so much.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.